what Moss and I are sharing with everybody today is 5 things that I got rich doing. He's getting rich doing, and almost nobody will talk about this because they're not exciting, they're not enticing. It's nothing they can talk about on TV and make a big deal about it. And you're not going to see any of these baloney gurus out there preaching this stuff. But this is what actually works. So reading, definitely. Read books on business, read books on investing, read books on finance, read books on economics, learn what's going on in the world. Super important to read. As Moss said, when you get into reading company reports, there's a lot of different ways that those are filed, but learn about them. Every company is in business to make money and to get bigger. So those reports are what they use to state how the company is doing, and that is what investors use. I said investors, I didn't say speculators. That was investors use those reports then to decide if they're going to invest. The second thing that's super important is to write. And I don't mean sitting on social media with both your thumbs going. That's not writing. I'm talking about an actual pencil or pen and some paper and actually writing, not on a keyboard, but actually writing. This is a connection between your mind and your body, between your brain and your hand. And what you're writing about are your investing theses. What do you think you should be buying? Why do you think that? And you explore this in writing, and it's going to sink into your brain, and then that informs your reading. It builds this beautiful habit of being able to look at a lot of different financial information and start putting things together for yourself.
For sure.
Now, third thing is knowing how the heck does your brain work. Everybody's different. One thing we know that in the international world that we live in, Danes think different than Texans. Texans think different than New Zealanders. New Zealanders think different than Austrians. I mean, it goes round and round.
Well, we
So
don't.
for me,
Our solution isn't to shoot things; it's to murder it with an axe. There's a difference.
right? The axe is much more personal. Know how your brain works. Are you a touchy-feely person that's blown about like a leaf in the wind, and every time you hear something on social media, you feel the need to respond? Well, that's one type of thinking, and that's going to affect how you invest. Are you a thoughtful person? Everybody thinks they're thoughtful, but are you really thoughtful? Ask your friends. They'll tell you. Better yet, ask your enemies. They'll for sure tell you whether you're a thoughtful person. But know how your brain works. If you're someone that's very attracted to flash and excitement, you shouldn't be investing in things that provide flash and excitement because you're already biased towards saying yes when maybe it's not a good deal for you. If you're more attracted to slow growing, steady over time, you're like the person that goes to the gym because you want to be a bodybuilder and you really want to build up this mass over time. Okay. That might not be the best way to approach your investing. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but you need to understand who you are and how your brain works. One of the big dangers I've seen in investing over and over is, as an investor, your spouse's relatives, your gardener, your dog, your cat. I mean, there's all these people who come to you with investing ideas. That's background noise. Because the only person you should listen to when you're choosing an investment for yourself is you. This is why you're reading. It's why you're writing. It's why you're knowing how your brain works so you make the right decision for you. If you want to get someone else's opinion or advice, that is fine. Just understand that you have a basis going in, what you're asking them, and then how are you going to use that information?
And if you want our opinion, make sure to join our Telegram group. Just drop that in there.
We have all kinds of discussions on Telegram with investing ideas and philosophies and principles. But Moss, tell us about the problem of buying a stock. It goes down, and you decide not to sell it because you're waiting for it to come back to even.
Well,
not that we know anyone who's ever done that, and no, it wasn't Moss. We do know somebody that did that.
Give me a couple. Well, Mike just lied. Give me a couple of seconds. Can the camera see that? The camera can't see it.
Yeah, sort of.
But it says
it
minus.
It looks like
it says minus 108%.
Oh, good. You lost more than you put in. That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, do something, do it proper. That's the problem. By breaking even.
That is exactly the problem.
And that
Folks,
was
if you buy something and it's going down, learn why. Figure out why it's going down. And if you don't think it can come back, you probably don't want to hang on to it all the way to zero.
The only reason why I'm still hanging on to this is basically so I can deduct it once I sell something. That's the only reason how I can get any value out of this at this point. Because I bought it. It was the shiny thing. I thought it made sense. It was COVID. It was a gaming event company. I was like, that's going to blow up now. Didn't do any more research. Bought it. And 108.66% or something later.
To the minus.
Yes. Not the good kind. Not the good kind. So that's why you should listen to what Mike say and don't think you're smart, especially if you're just starting out, because you're not the smartest person. It's physically not possible. I'm sorry.
And being smart is no guarantee of investing success.
No.
No guarantee. And I will share another great loss story committed by my friend John. He lost $60 million. 60.
I'm glad that's not me.
Same thing. He bought something and it was going down and he thought, well, there's no point in selling it. We'll just wait till it comes back. And I'm like, what's going to make it come back? That's always the question.
I wish.
Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Some companies come back and they go even higher. But you have to be able, as an investor, you have to be able to look at that and see what you think is going to happen. And you're going to be wrong sometimes.
Spot on, Mike. Spot on. So if you have a stock that is in the minus, ask yourself, what is going to bring it back? And I'm not talking about minus 1 or 2 or 3. We need to be at least two figures, at least. Preferably not 3. At that point, it's a tax break you gotta take from it, nothing else. And if you want to become smarter at investing than you currently are, hit the subscribe button and join our Telegram group.
Yeah, we answer all kinds of questions in there, and we have some really fun discussions. So you guys join up.